Assalamu alaikum, peace be upon you. This is going to be my Shahada story. So anyway, so I made it through the first day. Second day I'm fasting, and I come in, and again, the imam had said there's going to be a lot of people there. I've been there a few times and during the week, and there's a couple of brothers here and there, you know, a number of lines, and I come back, and the more I'd say, get excited because you see more and more people. Come back on the Friday, the first, you know, Jummah of Ramadan, and it was just wall-to-wall people. It was just brothers everywhere, you know, standing out in the hallway, and I was nervous to get out in front of all the brothers and sisters and do this, because when I'm saying something in Arabic, which I wasn't even, I tried to practice to get it, because I don't know, you have this image that it has to be this perfect thing. And so I got up there, and I sat next to this older brother, and he starts talking to me, and I'm like, he's like, oh, I know who you are, and and I'm like, I've been here twice, I have no idea who you are. And so just before I'm going to go up to do my Shahada, he says to me, I'm their father. And I was like, and I kind of looked over my shoulder, and I'm looking around for them, and I saw them back, and they have these big, huge grins on their faces. And it was a really cool moment. It was really exciting. So I sat down, and I'm tired. It's my second day of fasting in my life. And for those who don't know, when we fast, we abstain from food and water from sunrise to sunset, and something that people, maybe they're not comfortable, but we also abstain from sexual intercourse as well. So so from sunrise to sundown, like I said, you know, there's nothing during that time period. Afterwards, we have what's called iftar, and we eat. So, you know, I'm not used to not eating and not even drinking. I think that's the hardest for most people, is not having any water, but you get used to it. And so yeah, I was a little tired, a little spacey, and you sit down in front, and you face the brothers and sisters, and it was kind of interesting because I could see the door in the back, and you could see all these brothers trying to squeeze in and look. There's somebody new accepting Islam, and it's a big deal for everybody. And so I go to do my Shahada, and the Imam says something, and I just went blank, and I was like halfway through, and he said something. I had to look at him and stare at him because I kind of, you know, I'm tired, and I didn't know what he said. So what you say is, La ilaha illallah Muhammadan Rasulullah. There is no God but Allah, and Muhammad is a slave and messenger. And that's it. I was a Muslim, right? That was the whole thing. And it's you know, you sat down, and I did my first prayer and everything, and it was good. And I was like, I was so exhausted. It was such a, I was exhausted because of the mental exhaustion, just because I'd been building up, and I'd waited for a whole week to do this, and again, I get nervous in it's weird. I can get in front and talk to people pretty good, but you know, well, I guess I shouldn't, you know, play it down. I mean, it is a big life-changing event for everybody, so it makes sense why we're nervous, and because it's like, now what are they going to, like, you know, you see stupid things on television. They're going to take me downstairs in some secret room and behead me because I'm an infidel, and it was just a game to get me into the building. Like, you know, I've heard people say these kind of things, and it's such an odd thing. And one of the other things that was really good about the whole experience was that some of these brothers and sisters, they're like the most, you know, open, caring people. I mean, to this day even, it's been over 3 years, and I still run into people and I've never actually talked to, because there were so many people. Like, I think the masjid can hold up to about 1,000 people that we have locally. So I still see people that come up to me, brothers, and they'll come up to me and say, I saw you do your Shahada 3 years ago. You know, alhamdulillah, you know, it's such an amazing thing for everybody. And one other thing that was kind of interesting, a lot of brothers will come up and ask your name and your number, and you know, some of them, they say assalamu alaikum, and they shake your hand, and they give you hugs, and it was kind of funny because all the young brothers would look at me and they shake my hand and everything. And one thing as Muslims that we don't do is we don't wear jewelry, gold. There are some that wear like silver rings and things like that. I don't know too much about this, but gold and silk is something that men don't have. These are kind of gifts that are for the women, for our wives. That you know, these are precious things that we give to them as gifts, and it's a privilege for women. So anyway, I used to have a hoop in my ear, a gold hoop. So it was kind of funny because when the young brothers, I mean, they didn't think much of it. I mean, I'm sure a lot of them, you know, went through phases, whatever. But when the older brothers would come to me and shake my hands, a lot of them would be like, shake my hand and say, assalamu alaikum, and then they'd kind of be like, and then they'd look at me, and then they'd look at my, and so after about the fourth or fifth one, I'm kind of like, what are they looking at? And the two brothers that were with me were kind of smiling at me, and I kind of went like this and going, why didn't you guys why didn't you tell me I had my earring on? Right? Like, it's just, and they just kind of laughed at me, and it was, it's fun. So I think it was their subtle way of letting me know, oh, you shouldn't be wearing that. So there's a lot of different things I learned, but that's kind of, this is definitely a much longer rant than I expected. I don't know how much you guys will watch of this, but hey, that's my little Shahada story. So, assalamu alaikum, peace be upon you.